I don't think that's a thing. He does that a lot. I don't think that's a thing.
Right.
He says that to me a lot. So he signed up for one, and we knew nothing about any of the circuits or whichever one to sign up for, and he did one at Galveston that ended up in a brewery. So that's where it started. So he wasn't like an organized runner yet.
Yeah.
I don't think he was wearing the right shoes. I don't think he was wearing even the right clothes. I think he may have run in whatever he had in his closet. And so he started like putting more thought into it with purpose.
So did that maybe, so you said you've been married 8 years?
Almost 9.
Almost 9.
been a long time.
So how many years have y'all been together?
Again, almost 9.
Yeah, but and I will say to his defense, and he told me it did not take him long to figure it out.
No, we started dating at the end of November, and we were engaged by February of 2016, February 2016, and then married in June.
Okay. So did any of that, because you realized, okay, well, he's a runner, and then he's running from a trash can to a trash can or whatever else, and then he's starting to progress. Was that an attraction, or maybe was that, well, you know, because in some cases, I mean, because runners, not in all cases, I mean, if you look at me, I'm an exception to the rule. Usually they say, hey, you know, these guys are getting in good shape. You know, they have a purpose. You know, it's more than couch potatoes type thing. Was there any attraction to that, or just like, okay, big deal, it's only been, you know, what did you say, November till, you know, it only been a few months anyway.
Right. I mean, his story may have been a little bit different from before that, but it was not much different from running from trash can to trash can. But I don't think at the time when we started dating that, and correct me if I'm wrong, this is not a stab at him, I don't think he like classified himself as a runner yet. So he was just, I kind of run like that.
Right.
Like I kind of run, and now he's a runner. I do think that it is kind of attractive for somebody to kind of have a goal of some kind. You know, he has multiple goals. He's always trying to improve himself, always trying to make himself better. And at that time, I don't think he had like a plan, or this is what I'm going to do, or there was no idea of ultra anything. We didn't even know that word. We learned that word together, I guess, along the way. But it was kind of intriguing. It wasn't appealing to me, so I don't really want, this is going to have to come out sometime. I've never been a runner, so I mean, we got to get that out here now. However, with that said, in the past, when I have done a run of any kind, it has been 5K, and it has been like, oh, I'm going to do this with my sister. Oh, I'm going to do this with my daughter. But it was never, I'm going to run to be better for me. However, in the 9 years, he has given me a great deal of encouragement for me to want to do it too. Not ultra, but for me to want to run, see how I can do with my time, improve my time, and that kind of thing. But back to him, it was appealing. When we met, I'm not trying to make this about my story. When we met, I was morbidly obese, and I had no desire to do anything physical like that. So it wasn't like he was a runner and, oh, I want to join you.
Right.
It was, I was really good at cheering him on.
Well,
so that was it.
Well, and that's important. I mean, as men or even as women or whatever relationships, that's a big thing, you know, the support and cheering them on. Because, so let me ask you this is one of those fun things. Do you know how long an ultra is?
Anything more than a marathon, so more than 26.2.
What?
We didn't catch her on that one. We were hoping to.
Well,
we were hoping to catch you in a not knowing moment there.
Yeah, maybe I was ready.
You were definitely. You
I
must have got
ready.
this.
I actually knew that one.
You must have. She knows some stuff. I will say.
Chris, we didn't ask you. No, I'm just kidding. I'm messing. Go ahead.
You couldn't give me with the handshake today, so you're gonna give me some other way, huh?
So what were you gonna say?
Just to let her know that your story is you told it the same story, really, like, but you gave a little more detail that I never thought about. Like, I didn't identify as, I didn't say I was a runner. She's right. Like, I definitely agree with that.
It was more like, I run, or I have run, but it was not, I'm a runner.
My version is like, that's what I was doing every day, so it was hard not to notice, right? And when I tell the story, I always say that she was like, what are you running to? And of course I tell her, I'm running to a trash can. Right. I felt like I was a dummy, right? But she was so right. Like, I was running through all that stuff, like the story, I have told the story. But what I didn't tell on the story, and I don't know if I told it in any detail, but exactly what she said was that she encouraged me to run a 5K. Well, I remember very vividly, I was at work. I used to work for a company, and I was at work. She actually sent me an email. You ever thought about running a 5K? And she had an attachment to the race. I had never, and so she's the one
It's
that.
hard to say no when somebody gives you all the paperwork.
Yeah, she gave me all the information. I was like, okay, yeah, sure. I had never ran. I didn't know if I could run 3.2 miles. What is it? 3.2?
3.1.
3.1. I had never run 3.1 miles continuously ever. I didn't think I could do it.
But
So,
I think
But
you
with
did
her
it.
support, I did it. I did do it.
So I know we've talked about it, and if those that may not know, that means you're going to have to go back and watch the first 3 podcasts in case you missed it. But the running thing, so you're in a new relationship and whatever else, and it's only. So was the running thing to you is kind of, I'm sure her that I'm a little bit of a manly man, and that I have a little passion or desire to more than to be a couch potato or anything. Was there any? I don't want to say it was a hidden agenda because I mean it's
Not
there's
at all.
truth to because
Right.
for those that go back will know that you worked at it. I mean you've had a passion
Right.
to run.
So
and
this
stuff.
was just like the beginning of it. Like without her, if she never would have encouraged me, I don't know where I would. I'd probably still be running those trash cans because I didn't know any different. I didn't know anything about. I was just out there trying to better myself because, as I said, I was, going through a rough time and I was trying to make myself better and lose weight. Really, that's really the biggest thing. I was trying to lose weight because I felt like I was a piece of crap at the time. So I'm just trying to lose weight. So it made me feel good when I ran. So it was all selfish. I just ran for those reasons, really, in the beginning.
So Christina, in the beginning, did you have an idea? And you might have had a little idea as far as the 5Ks go, but because you had sent him the paperwork. But did you realize or think about or does it even drive you crazy now to think about the investment? Because some of the because as we know, I mean, and as we've talked about before, for those that may or may not know, it drives me crazy to pay $45-50 just to run a freaking 5K. I don't do the medals. Shout out to Bling for bravery. I give them away. And then I can run a 3.1 all day long and run my own pace and not have to get up at 5 or 6 o'clock in the morning and pay for the $20 or $10 to park or whatever else. But that's not the point.
The point is like the money and the investment.
Yeah, the money and investment.
I think that I wish that it was more of a charity idea. So it would be like, I'm going to do this so that I can give back. And I don't know if I don't think most of the 5Ks that we have done because there are a couple of other ones that we've done, I don't think that they have the outlet to donate to charity. And I wish that was the case because then there's no negative feeling to paying $45 when you know that it's going to be food or helping somebody else.
Well, I'll say, to be honest, and shame on me, Live Love Landon, there are a lot of good 5Ks that will actually, and I'm sure, Chris, feel free to jump in, just to let people know that may not. There are a lot of great snowdrop.
Right. And
you know what I'm saying? But yeah, well, actually, you could, heck, who was making fun of me? Somebody was making fun of me, but that's okay.
Why are you pointing at me? You thought it was me making fun of you.
Yeah, 'cause
Automatically,
you do that a lot.
Somebody makes fun of you, it's me.
Yeah, but my
I think that's
feelings
his
were gone a
first
long
go-to.
time ago. But
It's his first go-to?
yeah, the
Yeah,
first
because-
person, if it's not Chris, it's somebody else.
yeah, because this last year for Snowdrop, because I was on call and I had to work, I only did I think like 3 miles, and people kind of
Right.
made fun of me, but that's okay.
That wasn't me. No.
Yeah.
I was happy you were there.
So maybe give me some ideas of maybe some 5Ks or even
Yeah.
some of your trail runs.
Yeah,
that
for sure.
might-
For sure. So my opinion on the 5K and the money spent and all that, it's easy. We can look at any type of sport and say the same thing, right? All of them. For me, it's like, if that's what someone needs to do, pay $45 to motivate them to get out, to get moving, and that also goes backwards and helps them to train because they have that goal of spending that, then I think it's a great investment in yourself. You know, where yes, they're still running and training and doing all that, but they're making an investment, and that's what they need. They need that, that shiny little medal, maybe even. Like, I'm okay with somebody doing it for the medal, because guess what? They're getting out there off the couch, they're training, they're going to the races, and so as far as me, like, I really kind of lean to what she's saying. Like, as far as charity ones, I don't know if she remembers, we did a charity one for one of my daughter's her friend that her daughter passed child trafficking. Remember?
They raise money for child trafficking.
Oh wow. Yeah.
Yes. So they did that. Then there's the Santa Fe Memorial, which is coming up.
Yes.
So my daughter did that last year. I didn't do that one. I did one for a runner. I don't remember what it was for, but it was for Terry somebody. He was a famous runner, Terry Fox or Terry. I can't remember his name, but it was in Pearland somewhere that I went to.
Okay.
And I did it. Those really kind of interest me. Surprisingly enough, those interest me. That I do all of them, like even 5K to whatever. But we've done the Run Houston, which has I don't want to speak ahead of time, but I'm not sure if they donate any of their money. And those are the ones I think she may be speaking of. People that are making tons. That race is. Yeah, tons of money they're making, and are they giving back to our community? Because that's what we really that's what I care about.
Yeah.
On the flip side, there is nothing comparable at all to the excitement of being there. Like, it is well worth paying $45, even if it doesn't. I mean, it really is, because the amount of people that are all doing the same thing, the excitement of the day, the buzz sounds that you hear all around, it's well worth just the excitement of everybody starting and this. So like 5 people behind me, I gotta go there. I don't want to be, you know, those things, those different people find motivation in different ways.
See, so they're right, I'm wrong, but that's okay though. It's okay.
I would like to say that we all are right. There's people that are okay to have the, like, hey, you do plenty of things for charity in a lot of ways, okay? I know that your interest is not to do a 5K for charity, which is okay too. Right. Like, we're all right. I think we're all right.
Maybe this will launch people to want to do more.
Yes.
Organized. Fundraisers for charity.
And so when we talked a little bit about we briefly talked about, you know, what your thoughts were maybe. So I don't know if you really touched on that. I mean, is it crazy, or, you know, because not only is it the entry fee, then in some cases, this guy likes to go halfway.
We were just talking about a $45 entry fee. We didn't even mention.
Because this guy likes to go halfway.
Can we go to the next section?
No, negative.
No,
Because
I'm pretty sure we put one down for $1,000 for.
Yeah, it was only 1,000. She's right. It was just
$2,000.
Shit.
Oh yeah, see.
My mom's gonna watch this.
He likes to go.
Sorry.
He likes to go halfway across the world.
Sorry, Mom.
Take off 4 or 5 days of work. But I will say though, in most cases, he does plan. I will give him that. But so does that something like drive you crazy?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So.
In a way. I love it when he does those kind of things, and he's either doing it with somebody else,
right, or
he's pacing somebody, because I know that he's helping somebody. But to hear it like months in advance, and you're like, is he really going to go all the way through with this? I just want him to go all the way through, be a runner in the race, and be proud of himself for finishing. One time he went to a race. It was horrible. I want to say it was in Oklahoma, and it rained. And it rained, and it was muddy, and he hurt himself while running, and then I don't think he finished, and then he really beat himself up. No,
Lake Murray.
I think 3 people finished. I mean, it was
3 people. Lake Murray 100. Yes, three people finished.
He was not one of the 3.
Right.
And it really, really weighed on him for, like weeks, a couple weeks, that he didn't finish. He didn't do his best, but you did do your best in a raining, muddy run. You did better than most everybody could have.
Right. So you mentioned what, $1,000, $2,000. Now I'm thinking in a relationship thing, in some cases, especially for me, I'm like, well, if you're dropping $1,000 or $2,000 to do something you want to do, then Mama's going to get a brand new bag.
I like
James
him.
Brown.
I like this guy.
No, I mean, but if we think about it, in some cases, because I mean, again, I don't know. I'm not married. I have 370 guitars and 2 dogs, so I don't have to ask permission. So,
You don't. But I will tell you, in that calendar year, we also did go to Hawaii. So that was a trade-off. I don't always do that, but I am now. I'm going to start have this budget statement of this is what you spent. But listen, it's not just the entry fee. It's those shoes. He's got to have the newest Cameron Hanes shoes. He's got to have the newest.
Shout out to Speedland.
hold on. Kudos to you, because she knew the freaking brand of the shoes that you had. Nice.
Actually, I think I might have known them because they were beautiful. They were really pretty shoes. I mean, hot, exciting shoes, not beautiful.
Right.
They were. I like the color. But he also needs things to go along with it, like this tape or this. I don't want to say it. Butter or this.
Butter.
Yeah. Shout out to Boudreaux's butt butter. Let me tell you, there ain't
You
nothing
didn't want to
like
say
that
butt
butter
butter
on your butt.
It's squirrel's
I
nut
thought it
butter.
was nut butter.
It is nut butter. Squirrel's
the
nut
nut
butter.
But there's two different kinds, and
There's plenty
neither
of
one did
different-
I want to say.
Well, so,
You can say
but it's good
Vaseline.
though. I didn't know they had them for the nuts and the butts.
Yeah, they do.
Oh,
Hey,
no,
It
you're
is what
right.
it is,
I'm
man.
doing it wrong.
Welcome to Ultra.
That's it.
Yeah. Can you imagine bringing that great idea to the table? Hey guys, listen, I've got this idea for nut butter.
Yeah.
Every one of it, let's demonstrate. Here, you have some.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
everybody try it out right now. Could you imagine that's the idea you brought? Awesome, whoever came up with it, because
Yeah, because they got
you're saving a
they're
lot of
good
people
now.
a lot of pain.
Oh, let me
Yes.
tell you, they are, because there's nothing like that rash.
And nothing like a time when you don't have it and
Oh yeah.
you take a shower after the run.
Oh yes.
I've
There
had
was
that
the time that you iced yourself.
Oh,
I
the
did.
Austin half
I had
marathon was
a
one of those
instance. Me and Mickey ran a race, and I had to go poo. Right, so I went on the side of the trail, but I always carry a poo bag, and I'm saying poo. That's not what I
Did you
really
just mute
mean.
this story?
No,
No,
I just turned it up.
No, we don't mute nothing. I had a poo bag. Right, I always keep one with wipies and everything.
Right.
But I had ran out of that because I'd already pooed twice. So, and this is in August, the Texas heat in August.
Okay, but and how long was this run?
22 miles. I was something going on with something I was doing wrong.
You probably
Of course.
freaking nuts.
No, I think it was the Gatorade. I stopped doing Gatorade. I think it
Okay.
was the Gatorade.
All
So I never used Gatorade. In the race, I was using it at the aid stations. Anyway, enough
You
about
know
me.
better than not to do that.
I'm learning the hard way. Anyway, I went in there, and the last time, of course, I didn't have anything left to, clean up.
Right.
So I may have used a leaf or something, right?
Right.
Well, then that's not really clean enough. Well, when I get done, I didn't realize until I took a shower that I had a rash.
Yeah. And those are not fun.
I don't know if I told her that story or not.
No, but it's interesting.
Better to
We-
be on TV, right?
Yeah. So we talk about the whole money, and you're right. I mean, there's the socks, the shoes, and then whatever else you want to buy, all this gear, and then you got to buy the squirrel nuts and the butt butters and the everything.
And now
else.
the wipes that are stored
Yeah,
in
and
his
then the
bag that's
wipes.
underneath his arm, apparently.
And then what's really sad is you get people like me that he comes up and, hey man, can I borrow this tent? Because I'm gonna be out there at the Jackalope Jam. I
Oh,
said,
a
"Sure."
tent.
Well,
We
yeah.
had to go and buy an RV for him to do this, so that he could
Yeah.
stay.
No, we didn't.
We may have already been planning to do that, but it now comes into this,
Right.
falls into this category.
Sorry,
So-
we never started a timer, so.
Yeah. Oh no, I have the time here, Junior.
Oh,
This ain't my
sorry,
first
man.
rodeo.
Junior.
I didn't see it, so.
No, I'm just kidding. It's all good. But yeah, so I mean, and that's one of those aspects now. But then, of course, maybe some of the good parts, possibly. So we've talked about, maybe some of your ideas of the different runs. And we talked about the finances. Now, I will say that he says that you like to read.
Love it.
So when he's away for 3 or 4 days or whatever it might be, on the other hand, is that like you can let your hair down, you can watch all whatever TV you want to do?
I make a nest of blankets.
You
and
can
I
make a
read the
nest
whole
and
time.
read the whole time. But on the flip side, is that kind of like,
Yeah, it's kind of like a win for me too.
yeah,
Yes, and because he has his personal journey is also a little bit different than what he has come through with friends. So I think his friendship journey has also grown a lot because he's met a lot of people that are in the same community of people who like-minded people, have the same goals. So that has also grown. So shout out to Lisa, shout out to Brian, shout out to Mickey, who are doing the run with him. So I'm not. So thank you to those people, because now his running journey has also turned into friendship journeys.
yes. And I will say, we talked about this before. The first time I met him was going out there, but I'm not going to mention her name this time.
She already did. She was the
Yeah.
first one. How many minutes was it in?
Yeah. So it was
That's our
about
new.
27 minutes.
That's our new like
Yeah,
checklist.
that's our-
The first
yeah,
time
that's
somebody
our new
says that
long-
name, we're
yeah.
gonna mark it down. Like
Yeah,
how
that's
long
the
was
longest
it?
we went without.
Yeah, that's
Lisa?
That's the longest we
on
went
the
without
podcast.
saying Lisa's name.
Are we
27.
trying not to? Because I
No, we're not trying not to. It's just
Oh,
kind
no,
of a
no,
fun
we did.
game.
No, it's a joke.
It just
Okay.
comes up. It's just being silly.
so
about
you
it.
can let her watch it, and now she's got to watch 27 minutes. till
Well, I'm
she's-
going to tell you a little
hears her
secret.
name.
I'm going to tell you a little secret.
What's that?
She told me this is the only podcast she's watched every episode.
Really?
She doesn't listen to podcasts. She doesn't do that at all.
Yeah. Well.
Yay, Lisa! I'm so glad. Shout out to Lisa.
Yeah.
What up? Shout out to
So-
Lisa, who's actually just off topic quick. She's on her way to do the Grasslands 100 this weekend.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we're talking about that. Maybe
Yeah.
we'll talk about that the next.
Her first time trying to do one under 30 hours.
So, and to backpedal a little bit, so we talked about when y'all first met or whatever, he was doing the trash can to trash can, and then you sent him the stuff to do the 5K. Did you think about or whatever say, okay, it's a 5K, it's a 10K? Did you think that he would ever come up and sign for 3 or 4 day runs and go out of the state?
At that point, no.
And then would
Not
that
at all.
kind of have changed any? I mean, love is love, but I mean, you would have said, hey, you're nuts if you think I'm going to let you, or you're going to spend $1,000 or $2,000 and take a week's vacation to go do these runs.
I think that you have to be a very passionate person to do the runs that are ultras, because I don't think people fully understand it. I know that every single person listening, or even out there making podcasts, or even being the runner, nobody understands it unless you're the one doing it or loving somebody that does it. Because it doesn't make sense to anybody out there why somebody would run 100 miles. It doesn't make sense why you would run 100K. It doesn't make sense. Like, everybody says the same handful of things. I've got to be being chased, or
Yes.
I don't know,
I don't
rent's
wanna
due, so I
drive
got to
that.
run there. I don't want to. I don't drive that far. Why would I run that far? Those kind of things.
Exactly, yeah.
So nobody understands it. So I think it was kind of like a journey to get to doing ultras, because that was not his first goal. He just, to be honest, we weren't exactly going to mention David Goggins, but he is hugely inspirational. And so when Chris was beginning to run, and the first thing he did was do it daily. So running every day kind of set his goal in motion. And then he listened to David Goggins. And I think that was the point where he realized that there was a thing as ultras. And I'm not quoting him correctly or even his philosophies correctly, but David Goggins speaks about, you're not doing it because you're saying you're not doing it, because you can. You can do anything, whatever the thing may be, but especially running. So I think it kind of got into Chris's head that, hey, I can run a great distance. I can run a big distance. The only reason I couldn't is me. Like, I'm holding myself back because I can do it. And these were like the ideas of David Goggins that kind of got him rolling. But no, at the beginning, this wouldn't have even made sense, is what I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
if he would have said this then, probably would have been laughable. And I don't mean that ugly, but I guess you don't start off with the biggest goal at the
Right.
beginning, even though really that's where you're going to get. You don't know it at the beginning. You don't know what you're going to become at the beginning, or what you even can do. Because I think that Chris is a great role model for anybody who considers that maybe you could be an ultra marathoner in the future. Because he started small. He did a lot of 5Ks. He did a Pearland 5K.
About 7 years of them.
Wow.
He did a lot of 5Ks before did you ever even do a marathon?
Maybe 5 years, 5 or 6 years.
You didn't.
Well, I did a marathon.
Was it
You
during
don't
COVID?
remember? You don't remember?
Was it during COVID?
Remember I called you?
Yes, and I had to bring you ice.
Yes. That was my marathon.
But it was during COVID time, so he did it all by himself. And
I like her version because my version was I was too dumb and I made the plan. I pulled a plan off the internet. I told the story already, but I'm telling her. Remember I had that thing in the bathroom?
I do remember that.
And I checked it off every day. It told me how many miles to run. I checked it off. I followed that whole plan. And when I got to the end, I was like, well, now I got to sign up for a race. And I'm looking, there's no freaking race. Well, I learned later on that you're supposed to run it backwards. Like, pick the race first And then,
Which I think is absolutely great advice, because I think that you need to know, like, that's what I'm getting to. That's where I'm going.
Is that 100%? And so I was just really, at that time I had already listened to Goggins. I was really trying to get to ultra. I wasn't, the marathon was not like, yeah, I want to get to a marathon. That was just another check on the box. Like, I got to check this one off. I felt like I needed to do a marathon before I could do the next one.
Yeah. So we've talked a little bit about the finances. Maybe some things are crazy, but one thing that, so we talked about, so for people that don't know, I know I keep on saying Snowdrop, but Snowdrop is basically, it's December 30th, December 31st, and January 1. So that's kind of a big holiday for most people. So, and you said, myself, Lisa, Mickey, or whatever will be out there, but you said you won't be there. So, but I know you've been married, you've been together a while, but is that maybe some of those holiday things? I see that look on her face.
My husband does a run every single year, and it falls on Valentine's Day.
Oh, I'm gonna get to that.
Okay,
Let me
that's
say
the one
that
we give up.
Yeah, I'm
not
gonna
mad
get to
about
that
it.
one. Oh, that one's in my back pocket. So tell me about, does it drive you crazy that?
I'm feeling a lot of stabbing going on here, bro.
Oh yeah, brother.
You got a list over there, huh?
I hadn't even pulled out this thing yet.
You're gonna get
I
us
will
banned
tell
on
you,
YouTube.
one of the people that I think that wouldn't totally love that he does Snowdrop would be his sister, because we have he's super close with his sister Brenda, and we have set holidays that we do
And
see.
Deb.
Oh, and Deb, but you have the special time set out for Deb, like the going to see her and spending time together. But one of the things that Brenda likes is that we do New Year's together a lot. So that I think is one of the other things that people have to do, internal struggles with. Like, I'm going to make this super important, or I'm going to make this super important. And I know that his sister's super important no matter what. And I'm really excited. I hope he does do Snowdrop, and
but this is about you though.
Oh, me? Do
Yeah.
I like it that he does? Or are you asking me if I'm going?
Well, no, because we know you because you specifically said, Lisa, Brian, Mickey, what are the ultra? You said, but you're not going to be there. So being that time of year, it's New Year's, it's midnight, everybody's supposed to be a little smooch. Does that drive you crazy, or you're like, I get to read a book and stack the pillows? And...
That's actually what I always think, is that I get to read a book and stack the pillows.
Okay.
However, I know how much he loves going, and you always want to see the person you love living their best life. That's
Right.
no matter what, or I do.
Mm-hmm.
I always want to see him doing whatever he can to live his best life. I really do.
Yeah.
And there are times when he specifically says, "Hey, I really want you to go," and if he says that, I'll go. But to me, it's still like my own little tiny personal vacation. So
Right.
I do enjoy still reading. Even if I went with him and I was sitting in a chair outside watching,
Right.
I could be reading.
So Chris, are you ready for this? Because I do remember this. And I will say this to the people at Jackalope Jam. Forgive me. Why in that do you have that event around Valentine's Day?
Every year.
I don't get it. I don't fathom. Maybe it's people are used to it and that sets it apart, maybe?
No, I gotta answer when you're. I gotta answer.
Okay. See, once again, smart ones.
I'm not gonna.
clueless.
I have an answer to what I think,
Okay.
but I don't. The real answer only.
All right, so give me why you think it's around Valentine's.
Well, why I think it's around Valentine's Day is just for some reason beyond the person's control of the race, they moved it, because it used to be a week later. Because I just got, and the only reason I confirmed it, because last year was the first year it landed on Valentine's Day, and I was like, this doesn't make sense. It had never done that before, And so, well, it didn't do it the year before. I'd only done it 3 years, right? Well, it didn't do it the 2 years before that. So I was like, this doesn't make sense why it's doing that. And then this year it came up in my reels on the days, and it was like February 28th, February 27th. And then it confirmed before it was a week later, I think. And for whatever reason, I don't have the answer. I just know who's responsible. And I've left him many messages.
Okay.
And this is another one. I'm just going to go on a little rant here. I'm sorry. But I left him many messages.
Hey,
I made a
this
little
is not your
video.
time to rant.
I made a little video and I tagged him in it. I have yet to get a response. So again, Cal, again, I'm just, hey, it's all love. It's all love here, but I'm not sure why it's on Valentine's Day. And he's even doing right now a series on marriage, and maybe we should get him to talk about this because he actually, so it's got to be something bigger than him, because he has to be there doing all his work, and he has a significant other too.
Yeah.
So,
well, but this isn't about you crying. This is about
come on.
This is gonna. So because I specifically remember, but I will say, I hate it drives me freaking crazy. I say, kudos to you, because didn't you do something with the T-shirt or something? A shirt? Did he do something for that?
Yeah. So when it was on Valentine's Day, what I did, I bought her a red Bucky shirt.
Right.
Actually, I bought us both the same red Bucky shirt, and they were Valentine, because Bucky's changes the shirts for every occasion.
Yeah. Money,
if it's
money.
exactly all money, right?
Very
So I bought the 2 of them, and then I forgot mine at home.
Oh.
So I had to go, and I went back to Bucky's. She's looking like she don't remember. Well, what happened was she doesn't really know too much about it, but the shirt she had, I had the exact one.
Okay.
Well, when I went to the race and I couldn't find it, I drove to Bucky's to buy another one.
Okay.
They didn't have them anymore. So I had to get just a red one. So I wore a red one.
Okay.
And then, told her
tried.
Happy Valentine's Day. And so that's how I celebrated and surprised her with that little because I gave her the shirt.
So I will say, as we understand in life, there's three sides to the story. His side, her side, and the truth, or in this case, her side, and the truth. So tell us your Valentine's version of it, Miss Christina.
I don't really remember Valentine's Day.
Wow. And so, ladies and gentlemen, let me give you the number to this. No, I'm just kidding.
I do think you left stuff for me, or wait a minute. Tell me if I'm wrong. Did you, because I'm a teacher, did you bring me the stuff to school, like the treasures that you were giving me, and then you left that year? Did you bring them, like it was on Valentine's Day and it happened to fall on a school day?
Oh my God, I don't remember exactly. Now you
See,
put me in
because it's not,
But I know I left them.
because they stole the
I left them in the
holiday
room
cards.
somewhere, and I told you where they were at, because Valentine's Day, I was actually running that day.
Okay.
So I didn't want to give it to you early. So I probably messaged you and said, hey, I got something for you. Look here, and you found it. And did you wear it to school?
Yes.
Did you wear it to school?
Yes.
Yeah.
I had a student that had a matching shirt.
Nice.
Boom.
So we're talking about you didn't remember something or a day. Was there something about what's this? Tell me about a worst date.
Oh my goodness.
Is there something about a worst date? Or were there many? Now I think this one probably.
There was not
involved-
many. There's only one
I'm about to say this
that I could think of.
Look at her. You can tell. Let me. You can ask her questions like truth or.
I gave you a worst date. That's weird.
You give me a lot of worst dates. This one was the worst date, and it actually is titled that in our memories, in our heads. So I know. So we went to our favorite restaurant, Texas Roadhouse, and he was telling me the story because he was still new and running, like it was years ago, and he was super excited because he found out that there was a trail that is in Huntsville, so it's not far away from us. He could practice it or run it or scout it or whatever he could in advance, because it's not that far away. He could go check it out. And then he said, so I really want us to do this 96-mile hike. And then he continued talking, I really want to do this 96-mile hike. I mean, we might have been holding hands, looking deep into each other's eyes.
So you said, and I want to repeat, we can rewind the tape. He wanted us.
That's how I heard it.
That's how
To
she
do the
heard it, but
96
that's not
miles.
what I said.
I don't know which word he really said, but
She went
I
blank.
almost always hear what I want to hear.
Okay.
So I'm pretty sure that's what he said. That's definitely what I heard. I want us to do this 96-mile hike. At this point, I had done nothing. Nothing. And walking and exercise was a little uncomfortable for me, so I wasn't into it. And I literally heard, let's break up. That's what I heard. I heard, let's break up, because I know you're not going to want to do this, but I want us to do this. And if you don't do this, I just heard all the negative words. That was the worst date ever. I don't think I spoke again.
She did not speak
During
again.
the-
All I was doing.
And I think my face went like this.
Wow.
And I just stayed like that for the entire rest of the meal at Texas Roadhouse. And I probably cried myself to sleep.
All that is true. because I actually was on the other side of that story, and when I told her that, I did say that I want to do this 96-mile hike, which I still haven't done yet. I still want to do it. It's the Lone Star Hiking Trail. But when I told her, her face did this weird thing, and I just kept on talking for some reason. That's a weird thing that I do.
Oh, I think tears fell.
I keep on talking and I keep on. So I was just really excited because I had just found out about this adventure that I could do really close to
You might
home.
have even had a map.
I might have even had a map.
Or a booklet or something.
But anyway,
Something.
just after it was over, I never really, we never confirmed or anything, but later on, she had told me that was the worst date she's ever had because she thought I wanted her
I thought
to
he was
go.
inviting me to do it, and I
He
was
thought
like,
I was inviting her.
No.
We had yet to learn about how important a support system is.
Yes.
Like at these things, that's what I was thinking. Like, how's she gonna help me? Like, that's all I was thinking. Not like, do it with me.
Well, and I can only imagine the after because, and I will say, I know I've been talking a lot about ultras, but the trails, which I know you're the trail guy, just the recovery from that. I mean, and the blisters and the rashes and the losing toenails and, I mean, shout out to Robert Key here. Make sure that you get your large Whataburger cup. For those that know, you have a hard time getting out of bed.
Hey, bro. I just thought something funny. I'm sorry.
What? You thought of something?
You shout out like a couple of people, like advertisements. It's almost like we're a real podcast. And in the real podcast that I listen to, they go into these commercials
Right.
about selling whatever they're trying to sell, and then they
Yeah.
go back to the podcast.
Yeah, I mean,
Now,
I
welcome back to the Runaround.
Yeah, well, I just give it away for free.
We just give it away for free.
Yeah.
thought we were a real podcast.
Would you like to remote? We are a real pod. Well, we're just growing. Like, we're new. So,
Yeah.
I've got my hair and makeup done for this, so I thought we were a real podcast.
well, we're hoping that you're going to skyrocket us out
I
of the
know.
dungeon.
I'm sure of
So
it. I'm sure of
so
it.
I'm glad.
Yeah. So what's interesting, so after all this time and you've been together for 8 years and all these crazy runs and everything else, but nothing's inspired you to want to be a runner?
Not much.
Not much.
There are things I do really love about it.
Yes.
It's really exciting to go to the event, any event.
You need to get her some running books. That's what it is.
Well, hey.
You got a mesh running.
Well, I will.
Oh, I have read one.
There you
I've
go.
read Sally McCrary.
Okay.
I've read her book.
The
It
Yellow
was
Runner.
Fantastic. Because here's the not strange thing, but the thing that you may not immediately think of when you think of a runner. She's a fantastic writer.
Okay.
So, well worth the book. It was called The Yellow Rose.
What was the book about?
Yellow Runner.
The book was
About
Choose Strong, right? I think it's Choose Strong.
True Strong. And it was about where, not the entire story of hers, but how, she had her mother, the story with her mother and how she was her inspiration for her running. And she's just a very good writer. I wish I could read some of it on here. I wish we would have known to.
Wow.
It's fantastic.
No, I mean,
Writing, fantastic.
yeah, I mean, that's good to know.
It took me 3 years to get her to read a running book.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
But Sally wrote a really good one, so I knew that would kind of
She's
like.
also a great speaker.
catch her.
To hear
Oh.
her on different people's podcasts.
okay.
Well, she has her own
she's very
podcast now
eloquent.
too.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. So
I love Sally.
yeah, so I mean, I think we've
You're
covered
married.
I love you too.
we've covered quite a bit here. So, but now what's funny is maybe we want to have some fun little maybe trivia questions.
Woo!
Let's do it.
Okay.
So
I know you're gonna ask me something too. I ain't got to talk much, man. This is kind of weird.
dude, let me tell you.
Our ratings might go up.
You talk. I know that they say that, I don't know. There's some scientific data studies or something that say that women talk a lot. This dude would give any of them a run for their money. I mean, straight up, just shut up. No, I'm just kidding.
Talks all the time.
Okay. I know. So, but yeah. So back to you because
Okay.
this is the podcast is because of you. So let's do some
Trivia.
How well do you know Chris? Is it and I just asked this, is your first name really Chris or is it Christopher?
It's Christopher.
Okay, good. Do you ever
Is
call
it?
him? Do you, oh.
I always call him Christopher. I'm the only person.
Yeah, I was about to say, yeah, is it?
And it's
if you
not
call
when
him
he's in
Christopher?
trouble.
Oh, it's not when he's
No.
in trouble. Okay.
I just, oh my goodness, Christopher, you have to look at this.
Yeah.
Christopher, come here.
Okay.
I don't know why it comes out
So
it would be easier to say Chris.
yeah, so we've talked about running and different things. So do you know what his dream trail run is? What his dream trail run? Do you know which one it is?
Is it a trail or is it an ultra race? It's in Utah.
Is it? I don't know. I don't know.
No, dream. Read.
It says, what is, and here's the thing, this is what's hard. What is Chris Dream Trail? That's what it says.
Don't read my incorrect grammar. They already know I'm a bad editor. I can't make videos.
I have an
I
English
talk
degree
too
from
much.
college, an English degree.
They're about to boot me off. I think y'all are about to boot me off the podcast.
So what is Chris Dream Trail?
Chris's Dream Trail.
I didn't say that though. I don't know what Chris Dream Trail is.
Chris's Dream Trail.
Maybe that's an exact place. Chris Dream
y'all
Trail.
stop.
We will
Stop.
post
No,
this.
no, we're not posting anything.
Oh, we will.
It's just
Oh,
a
we will.
guideline. I wanted to give her some ultra questions.
You know what I really want her to do? Not to, I want to print this up and I want you to do like a
Red
No.
pen? Red pen?
red pen it.
You don't know. She has her like love language is correcting grammar. I've had to live. You're talking about somebody with a GED, married to her.
So
like every day it's a
one of
correction.
our oldest daughters, Reagan, who's 29, once told me that people hated that she corrects their grammar when she was in college. Like her fun friends were like, "Oh, she's going to correct her grammar." I loved it. It made me so happy.
That's awesome. So back to, so do you know what his dream trail is?
Western,
It's a trick question, bro.
Western
That's wrong.
states.
That's
Okay,
wrong.
so which one is it?
Read the word. Read exactly what the word
Chris
says.
Dream Trail.
I tell you, so here, I'm going to read
So what are you looking for in that?
it. says number 4 dot, what is Chris Dream Trail? That's all it says.
Okay, what's the key word in there? What are we looking for? The
Dream
key
trail.
word.
Dream.
The key
Trail.
word. Trail. It's a trail.
Oh, well,
She named a race.
Bandera.
She
You know
named a
that-
race.
you know- well,
her mind is thinking races. Think
Okay.
of my favorite trail that I talk about.
Okay.
That's
Okay,
what
so that's a
selective
negative.
hearing-
Put an X beside it. She
with
didn't know
marriage
that.
comes up. Okay.
And when I tell her the hint, she's gonna be like, "Oh my god, I forgot."
So number 4 is wrong. You missed it.
Number 4, she missed it. She's gonna get a grade at the end.
Okay.
We're gonna ask her
what's the,
10 questions.
Okay, what
So
was the answer?
what's the answer?
I'm gonna give her a hint and then she'll know now. Watch. There's a map on my wall at home.
Oh, it's the
the one you make fun of me not being
AT.
able to say correct.
AT.
You say
the,
it now. Oh yeah, this is fun.
I can't remember the name of it.
I'm not gonna say it.
Appalachian Trail.
Dude, but hold on. I will say this. I'm sorry. You have a freaking map at your house on the wall?
Yes. It's my dream trail.
Well, can you tell us the name of it?
Everyone, if we have
The
a
AT.
good running therapist, we would appreciate that if you would drop it in the
Yes.
comments.
It's my dream, man.
What
it's
is
really
the A
like
in the word AT?
stop.
Nope. Let's see if you get it right.
I never could say it.
Say
right.
it. I bet you can do it now.
Appalachian Trail.
Ugh, he did. He did.
So, okay, so great. And so that was the question. That's the answer. Why is it your dream trail? What's so great
I
about it?
fell in love with it. A couple of reasons it actually did happen, but the first reason was there's a book called North by Scott Jurek, my favorite ultra runner, and
I hope that's a question. I'll remember it.
Remember it, because it might be coming up pretty quick. Maybe. I don't know. We'll see.
what's a twofold about my favorite ultra runner? He's really inspiring me. He wrote a book about back in the day he did that trail and it's like 2,000 and something miles, right? And he
Okay.
did it in the fastest known time back then. It's fast. People beat the record, but he wrote a whole book about it and it's awesome. So it really made me want to do it. And then when I first connected with my sister Deb in North Carolina, she lived right down the street from it. So then I got on it. So then I'm imagining, dang, Scott Jurek walked right here. So I was like, man. And then that's, all the training I do. I'm like, I can basically say that all this training I've been doing for all these years is going to end up being that. And it's going to be that trail when I can afford to take off 6 months. That's what I want to do one day.
Okay.
Before I'm 60 is the goal in my head.
Okay, well you can do that. So let's continue this trivia here. So, and he might have said it. What is Chris' favorite book?
North
Is that it?
by Scott Jurek. No, it's David Goggins. Can't touch this. I don't think that's what it's called.
Not
it's,
called Can't Touch This.
But
It's
is it David
Goggins.
And that's actually, I'm going to give her an okay with
Can't
that one.
handle this. Can't.
It is David Goggins, but it's
I'm gonna
not that book,
Oh,
actually.
then it.
It's
I'm
the
gonna
other
give it
one.
to
She
her.
might not know it, but my
'Cause she's
favorite
not a
one is the
David
new
Goggins
one.
fan, so.
What's it called?
Never Finished.
Never
That's the new one. I give her the answer to that, though.
Okay.
She knew that it was David Goggins.
So
Please ask who his favorite ultra runner is. Please, I'm gonna forget it.
it might be in here somewhere.
So she's 50-50
Oh,
now.
whoa. Okay, let's go to number 9. Who? And it says,
Read Read it just like it is.
No, don't read
This
it like it is.
Who
I was
is
not
your-
thinking I was going to be corrected on my grammar.
Who is your favorite Ultrarunner?
Scott Jurek, Courtney D. Walter, and Sally McRae.
Just give it to her. She covered all the
Good little
bases.
check. So, and this is interesting.
That was really a question directed to her.
well. I figured it was.
I'm
but-
asking her, but that's who she's her favorite. Those are your favorite ultra runners?
The one who likes bunnies.
And so here I'm trying to figure out, and I don't know why in the world you would know this, because what's weird is I know they exist for trail runs. Hold on, look, this isn't you, it's her. I'm about to turn the camera away, and we're just gonna.
Thank
I'm
you.
gonna shut his mic off. Let me just
I
take care of
love
that.
it.
And then,
You and I.
so what is Chris' average pace per mile?
10. Average pace. 10 minute in 13 seconds.
In his dreams.
12 minutes in 13
In
seconds.
his dreams.
18 minutes. So he's mad because I made a friend.
I'm not mad.
Yeah, I made a friend one time.
Was this the guy that you were telling me about earlier?
His name is Mark, and this is not going to go badly because we don't know his last name. And Mark is so nice. And so I was telling
What's
Chris,
so nice about him?
How'd you meet Mark, by the way?
I woke up one morning and I rolled out of bed and there he was. Mark was at Jackalope Jam.
I didn't know that part. What do you mean you woke up?
That is exactly what happened. I woke up, rolled out of bed, and there he was.
And then what did you do after you rolled out of
I went
bed?
out of the RV,
Oh, okay.
and there he was outside.
Oh, okay.
He
That's a
does
very
not
important
wear-
sentence.
He does not wear all of his clothing. Mark does not wear all of his clothing. He just wears these shorts that are this long,
Okay.
and he does the Jackalope Jam in those shorts. And when I saw Chris, I don't know, an hour.
She done
2
lost
hours
her
later,
train of thought thinking about this guy
How
already.
did
2
we
hours
get
later.
from what's his pace to some?
Well, because I said, his name is Mark. He does this for a living, and he lives in this town, and his pace is this. And he was like, "Do you know my pace?" And I was like, "No." And his pace was this, and he runs.
She
this.
talked to him outside of his RV, and she just had a conversation with him, and
Okay.
she found all that stuff
All
and
of it.
remembered it all. And then I said, "Well, do you know what pace I run?" She goes,
Nope.
"No,
So, do you even know what pace you run?
no, not really." I mean, if you
I couldn't have gone
if she
wrong
would have
with it.
guessed 16 minutes around there, I'd have been okay with it.
Oh, but I'm going to give it to her though.
Because I guessed
Give
better.
it to her. No,
I'm
she
asking
said
her.
10 minutes.
Well, hold
and you
on.
said in my
I
dreams.
was like,
Okay.
Then she said 12. And
I'm
she
going
don't
to
get
give her
that.
half a point.
Thank
No, no.
But hold on, but here.
How?
Are you ready for this? Oh, and he actually maybe he had some other than he capitalized, but that is.
he's going to say one correctly.
No. Do you know anyone's pace 4 mile? Wow.
I don't know anybody 4 mile.
Y'all are butchering me. This is embarrassing.
You had plenty of time to write this correctly.
I didn't know he was going to do it. I told him this is a guideline, man. Just look at the guideline. I didn't say read it
You know what,
verbatim.
though? I appreciate that
Chris?
he's not misquoting you.
Chris, we're talking to your queen.
I'm sorry.
Please continue.
Sorry.
I know Mark's,
Okay.
Terrible.
and Mark's was 8 minute mile.
Wow. Look, hey Mark, if you ever watch it, let's hear your side of the story.
I hope he's not watching it because I think he
Yeah.
recently got engaged. Don't ask me how I know.
Oh,
Stalker,
wow.
stalker.
And this is kind of interesting here because now this must be. It says now, do you think wearing a shirt is required at a race?
I do not. There is a rating, and if you fall in this range, you should not wear a shirt. And then if you fall in this range, you should wear a shirt.
You just body shamed.
I'm totally kidding. I don't think that it. I think that
You feel
any.
good not wearing a shirt, don't wear a shirt. I don't
Yeah.
care what your body looks like.
Okay, so I have done a little bit of running. I pride myself on the 2 miles that I did at the gym that one time. And I do find myself, I did run more than that for a little while. I do find myself taking off layers. So I don't think that people should horribly expose themselves. Yes, wear what makes you comfortable so that you can finish.
Okay, and so who is the goat? Who is the goat of ultras?
You know what the GOAT stands
Yeah.
for? What?
Greatest of all times.
Word up.
So that would be Courtney in the girls' side. Scott.
That's all that matters.
Yeah, I know, right? Courtney.
We'll
Give it to her.
Courtney.
Give it to her.
Yeah,
That's all. Courtney was all that really mattered. In my opinion, Scott's the man.
So, what kind of
on the
nutrition
men side?
is most used in ultras?
I don't know, but I know the correct answer.
What's that?
Tailwind. It's all you need. Okay, that's their advertisement. That's their advertisement. That's what they say. For
How
their
do you
catchphrase.
know that's their advertisement? You've ever heard that before?
Yeah, we've heard them say it like in other podcasts. They'll say like, "That's all you need." And then one time, that was all you used, and like you were like fainting. And I was like, "But why? It's all you need."
She's right.
So
I was like, I need more than tailwind.
So Chris,
Yeah, I think he tried it one time.
so what would you
Or
say would be the most?
Oh my god.
Important nutrition.
Yeah, what kind of?
No,
nutrition?
it was trying to cue.
Snacks.
That's what I was trying to cue.
Yeah, every time we watch podcasts, every
Not
single
podcast. Not
time,
podcast.
every time we watch a race,
Uh-huh.
they will show
What kind of race are we watching?
ultras,
Where at?
Utah,
Where at physically?
at the aid station,
No, like where are me and you watching?
in the living room,
Where is the ultra at?
not with us.
It's on the YouTube. It's on YouTube videos.
Okay, yeah.
So while we're watching like live recording of a race, the Bandera, whatever, or I don't mean that ugly, the Bandera race or the Utah races, it never fails. The time that I watch it, the time that I come in and sit, they always say without fail, "And what snacks do you have? What are your snacks?"
You know what? And he continues that in his regular life
Yes,
because look, this guy.
I know it's a Friday. What snacks do you have?
Let's
Oh
go.
my goodness, but it's every
Let's
time.
go.
This guy will eat all the peanuts. I had to stop the Little Debbie's. I had to stop the cookies. I mean, it's just, I'm just.
Yeah, you're not a good friend around when your best friend is trying to eat healthy.
Well, you know what's funny is, but I will say,
Yeah, and the peanuts are healthy for you.
yeah.
They are, but I'm saying like he just said he had to.
Oh,
You
but
said
it's all good though.
you stopped the Little Debbie's.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. I stopped. But I
Well,
mean,
when we were on our way here, he said, "Don't worry, Brian has stuff for us."
yeah. Oh, I do.
He does.
I do for you. I have some. What's that? Napoleon.
You still got some ice cream
whatever,
stuff, probably.
stuff?
Yeah, I told you.
Yeah, some ice cream sandwiches. Yeah. So okay, and this must be one for someone. It says, "Who would shoot an elk then run an ultra?"
Cameron Haynes.
What? Yes.
Wow. Okay.
She's winning. Is she winning? She got more right than wrong.
Oh wait, the woman
Oh,
version.
dude, she's killing it.
But the woman version is Shocky. No, she would know.
She didn't know do
doesn't run.
ultras
Okay,
or
okay.
running. No. She's a hunter though.
Okay. Do ultra runners ever? Here we go. You ready for this?
No,
Do
stop.
ultra runners every walk?
So I do think they every walk whenever they have to get, like when they wake up and go to the refrigerator, they have to every walk. Yes, they walk. Most of ultra, the key to ultra running is walking.
No, but I
What?
think to his defense,
I think I'm gonna renew my vows right now, bro. She's killing this. She's killing
Seriously.
this, bro.
Yeah, I mean, you need a little bling on that ring.
And that's what I'm saying. No, that's not her love language. Her love language is her new thing is I want you to take me to Barnes and Noble. I know we're getting off track, but just real quick.
Yeah.
I want
No,
you to
this
take
is
me
important.
I want you to take me to Barnes and Nobles,
This is important.
and then put your timer on and give me 3 minutes to get as
It's
many
a thing.
books.
It's a thing. So it's like a challenge. Oh, people have, do it for their wife on her birthday. You get 3 minutes to walk around, and then you have 1 minute to pick up what you can carry.
So-
But the 3 minutes of walking around is to browse, make your plan, like your path, and then your 1 minute is to.
And now,
Whatever
are
you
you,
can
are
carry.
you okay? Whatever you can carry. You can't take a bag
No.
or
No, not
whatever.
really.
In your hand.
It's whatever you.
But I've been
carry.
practicing, so.
So I watched the video, and I'm
have to
kind of
swap.
preparing for this because one day I'm going to do it for her. I don't know when.
It's
I like to
going to be
surprise
like
her.
$200 or $300. I mean, it really is because books are expensive.
No, she's right because the lady I watched do it on a video. Because now that I look up stuff about books, then they start sending me book reels now. So I seen one where the lady was doing what she said. She did 3 minutes of walking around, and then a minute and a half of grabbing books. She grabbed 17 books.
Wow.
Books are
imagine.
between
Goals.
$15 and $25.
$20. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, I love it.
All right, so we're about to round this thing up, but there is one more question here.
Well, we're having a lot of fun now.
Who would carry a boat
David
or
Goggins.
a log?
Carry the boats.
Who's going to carry the boats?
She knew that before I even finished the
She
question.
knew, as soon as she heard the word log, she knew what we're talking about.
I actually knew about carry the boats because I know that story. And
Well, but she,
I don't know if she'd get extra bonus points if she knew how that story originated. If she knew that, how it originated, she'd get bonus points.
I'm not going to get this wrong, but my answer is not a snooze fest. It's a super fast answer. I won't get this wrong. The reason that story originated is because he wrote it in his book.
wow.
Because he was a Navy SEAL.
Yeah.
It's just a smart butt answer right there.
Hey,
It's not wrong.
It's not wrong.
guys, ladies, gentlemen, this has been good.
So
This,
much
I
fun.
think this has probably been this has been the best podcast. And now we've raised the bar.
Raise the
We
bar.
have
man.
set the bar. But now what?
Well, you got all the new equipment making us look all professional, so I
Hey.
appreciate that, man.
Hey,
You coming in with the bangers, man. You got the little
Yes.
video.
Shout out
with
to
the-
Brian.
Shout out to Brian for the Roadcaster.
Roadcaster.
He's over there playing DJ. Well, he is the music man anyway, so.
That's right.
And
DJ
the funny thing
Jazzy
was we were talking about it last time, and
DJ Jazzy what?
I'm just kidding.
Are you Jazzy
the
Jazz?
guys,
Did
the
you
guy,
come-
the guys at the office call me DJ Jazzy Jackass. but hold on. But then one time, a guy had saw the check, and he changed it to DJ Money.
Oh, I love it. DJ Money.
That's
do you
what-
have a handle?
You know what? Really, I don't. I'm just like, I don't need one.
So I heard people calling you the Magic Man or something.
Music Man.
Music Man.
Music Man.
That's not it.
No. Well, I mean, it is on my truck. But
Hey,
that's-
hey, it's Brian the Music Man.
That's it.
What?
You say it, I play it.
Oh, I like that.
That's what we do. So, well, have we missed anything? Do you think, is there anything that maybe I didn't say or maybe?
I had such a great time, and we
Discuss
can be
or-
thinking about it for the next time.
Or anything you want to end with, something to give to someone that may be dating a runner or with or a spouse of a runner, that's something that they may not know about that might be important.
No, maybe just be used to being lower on the totem pole. I'm just
Like Valentine's.
Oh
like
my God.
Valentine's Day
And
doesn't
New
count
Year's.
anymore. No New Year's.
Bro, this is
Things like
she's
that.
setting me up because she knows what I'm going to say next.
So
So
you
there's
don't
this
get to get your
ongoing
hair-
list.
You don't get to get your hair highlighted. Don't worry about that. I'm getting new shoes.
Yeah, I mean, I can go ahead and just kill the audio now. Would be good.
Yeah.
There's she makes fun because there's a list that she says, of what comes first in my life. And she'll send me a text and about 20 things she wrote before her.
Right.
She'll say running, hunting, the Dallas Cowboys. She just goes on all the things that are before her on the list. That's why I was laughing about it. 'cause
Yeah, I wasn't
So-
being serious.
So, Chris, what would you say? What have you learned from the worst date that you caused, or what have you learned that maybe
What
you
about from the
didn't think
trivia
about
thing?
before until now that she has said some things just from recently? Is there anything you learned that maybe you should do, or maybe think about a little more? Or you're just like, I mean, kudos to you. I will say the Buc-ee's shirt, same color for the Valentine's thing was really cool. That was a good idea. But anything that, other than the contract that you have to sign whenever you're gonna,
do a race.
you're gonna
It's
do
also a
race.
budget proposal.
Budget proposal, yeah, that's also good.
Right.
Yeah, she's your
Yeah,
doge.
I have a few actually. Surprise, right?
No,
Surprised I
not
Do
at
you
all.
have thoughts?
Did I have thoughts?
Yes.
Yeah,
Did I
I'll tell you
like
what.
this?
So do we want to go get a snack? by the
He
time
can
we-
just talk for a little while and then we'll come back.
He
No,
might be
no,
done.
no.
I hope I have enough.
You hope you have enough SD card for this?
Yes, exactly.
No, but listening today really see that she really pays a lot more attention than I thought.
Right.
Like I was writing these questions. I didn't think she'd get we talk. I know she can do like 5 things at once.
Right.
So I know when I'm watching the video she's listening, and we joke about a lot of this stuff. So it was kind of a fun thing to do too. But the one thing I'll say is that I want her to know, that I want you to know, is that without all the love and support you give me, I don't think I'd be able to do them. It wouldn't be worth it. And I say that from my heart, and also because I'll never forget my first 50 miler. Well, my only 50 miler, Brazos Bend. So I don't know if I told her this or not, but I'll share a little tidbit. Yeah, you need to get the tissues out. Okay, you ready? While I was training for the Brazos, because that was in my Get David Goggins time, and I listened to the book. It was only the first book at that time, but I was on repeat to keep me going. I had a coach, keep me going, and the recurring theme that I heard in the book was, you need to envision yourself going over that because he envisioned himself finishing this race. So he always knew he was going to finish it because he envisioned it, right? So I was envisioning me finish that 50 miler, but the thought in my mind during all the training, all the weeks of training, the thought I always went to was seeing you on the other side of the finish line. That was what kept me. I was more looking forward to crossing it, and you were there, and so that's really why I like you being at the there when I finish, because it just, especially on a long. I mean, if it's a 5K and I've done one before, so it's not. But this was my first 50 mile, and I was like, oh, I just can't wait to run to her, and for her to see me finish. I was doing it for her, in a way. Like, I wanted her to be proud of me because I knew how much, she actually crewed me for that race, her and her daughter and her sister.
Wow.
And my son-in-law. So, but that's what, with having a great, better half, you could do anything. You definitely could do anything.
That's it. I think we got to end it right there. There's nothing more that could be said except,
I could say some more.
no, we're good. But thank you, the both of you. I will say this as sincerely, and don't take it weird, but I love both of y'all. Y'all inspire me.
We love you too.
You do in more ways than you know. I sit back and I realize you make me think that things I could do better. Sorry, princess. And you inspire me because the way that you put up with him and the way that you hold yourself and the way that in some cases, like especially as a runner, but you think a little different out of the box, and you make me think that says, hey, you can do this, or you should do this. Or if I'm going to write these questions down, make sure I write them with some correct grammar.
We'll just have one more person read them. Brian, you're pretty amazing too. You do a lot of amazing things.
This
Yes,
is the
you do.
amazing go around the compliment hour. I like it.
Yes.
No, I mean,
Where's mine?
but also, but I do think that we need to tell each other and try to help each other.
I think anybody watching should get that message. Like, if you haven't told someone they're doing a great job,
Yeah.
even if it's just out for a morning run, tell them.
Yeah.
Tell them they're doing a great job. Encourage them. That means way more than you'll ever know. We may not reciprocate it back to you like that all the time, but man, because she was, I'm not going to start crying again, I promise, but she is the most encouraging person I ever met. I would not be who I am as an encourager if it wasn't for her. Because she met me, I was a negative Nancy. I was like,